have you ever been super excited to watch a film in the cinemas, only for you to have that film already spoiled for you due to so many trailers? Don't worry, you're not the only one, because me too. Some trailers are basically ruining films for the first time watchers, including too much information in the trailers and even sometimes huge spoilers on how a film will end. It makes you not even want to watch the film in general. Let's take Thunderbolts as a really good example. It's a relatively new film and it's made by Marvel, so we can't expect any spoilers, right? In the first trailer we see all 6 characters going up against Valentina, but in the second trailer we see 5 and a certain character is missing. Let's just say it wasn't a massive shock when we saw Taskmaster die in this film. Don't get me wrong, the film was great and I would definitely watch it again. I just wish that Marvel toned down on the spoilers in this trailer. The same could easily go for the Thor Ragnarok trailer, putting in the trailer a key character who we haven't seen in a while, revealing Hulk to be the Grandmaster's champion. This would have been so great to witness in the cinema rather than in the trailer. It would have been a great surprise to audiences to see the character again after his departure in Age of Ultron. This happened once again in Deadpool and Wolverine. In its most recent theatrical run, we saw the return of some extremely epic characters from the previous Marvel films. But that's not my main point, so hold on a minute. In the trailer, we saw the great return of X-23, a truly lovable character. However, this would have felt so much more meaningful if we saw it in the big screen first. And since we got a huge epic scene of seeing a lot of characters with some great music, which wasn't in the trailer, seeing X-23 again could have easily fit into this scene and not into the trailer. I mean, I get that they're trying to build hype for this film, but I mean, having Deadpool and Wolverine on screen together was enough hype for me. This was done kind of similarly in Captain America Civil War, introducing a brand new character to the MCU, Spider-Man. Although an extremely iconic character and a personal favourite, his introduction could have been so much more epic. Putting his introduction out of the trailer could have easily made his cinematic introduction just a bit more fun and just great for fans. But no, they put it into the trailer, which kind of spoiled it a little bit.
Me too. Where's yours?
Downstairs. Where's yours?
Yeah, that could have been so much better in the film if we didn't know about Spider-Man. It begs the question on whether Marvel plans doing this again in the future with Doomsday or even with the Fantastic Four now that they already have 2 trailers. Moving towards Sony and kind of outside of Marvel, let's talk The Amazing Spider-Man 2, known to have marketing overload. And you know, as we spoke about, these trailers have some pretty heavy spoilers in them. Not only are they introducing all of the villains in this film all in one go, they're also spoiling, you know, the main point of this film and the main, you know, plot of it. In case you didn't know, Gwen Stacy's death. And as we can see in the trailer, we have Spider-Man catching Gwen, a graveyard scene, and of course Peter crying. I have to be honest, I think fans put it together pretty quickly on what was going to happen in this film. So anyway, the trailer pretty heavily foreshadowed what was going to happen in this film, and it could have easily been avoided. Madame Webb was known to be such a disappointing film. I mean, I enjoyed it, but you know, however, the discourse on this trailer was so tough to see, advertising all 3 girls in Spider-Man suits when in reality it was only shown in the film for like a split second. I mean, I remember seeing all the hate for this online when the film was first released. I mean, I kind of agree, because why would you show that in the trailer when it's only going to be there for like 2 seconds, but okay, whatever. Moving away completely from superhero films, my main one is How to Train Your Dragon live action. I'm a huge fan of the franchise and have been for years. The first trailer, it was great, fascinating even. The second trailer was even better, truly magnificent. We saw so much more of the dragons and the characters, and then came all the teasers, short clips, and more trailers. And now it's like I've almost seen the film already, almost as if there's no need to actually watch it. I mean, the only thing that's making me want to watch it is the fact that there's a couple extra scenes in the live action that weren't in the original. Following the How to Train Your Dragon trend, How to Train Your Dragon 2 completely fumbled with their trailer. The trailer was great, don't get me wrong, but they spelled one major part.
But a mother never forgets.
Just why? I mean, it would have been pretty great for the fans to see on that final release of the film, because most fans know that Hiccup didn't have a mother in the first film, and it's just a massive question on where she went. Castaway was also just a pretty great film, but the trailer completely ruined it if you ask me.
For 4 years, we had a funeral, coffin.
What was in it?
I mean, spoiling that Chuck left the island, I mean, is it really a spoiler? I don't know. It could be though. But still, I think leaving it as a bit of a surprise on whether he left the island or not, but it's also up for public opinion on whether you cared that much about films. Moving on from the bad film trailers, some film companies know incredibly well how to make a great trailer in anticipation to upcoming films. Now let's just stick to Spider-Man for a second. Into and Across the Spider-Verse specifically. In the trailer for Into the Spider-Verse, we're introduced to a brand new world and are introduced to Miles Morales, a fun character who turns out to be Spider-Man. And oh look, he sees Gwen Stacy as Spider-Woman in the same world, so it's a Spider-Verse film. However, we know this because of the title and also it was mentioned pretty early on in the trailer. But what we didn't know is that the original Spider-Man died, meaning that's mostly why all the other Spider-Man are in his universe. So realistically, it's a perfect trailer when it comes to not showing anything spoiler-worthy off, only introducing Peter B. Parker and Gwen Stacy too. It's a pretty good trailer because nothing major is spoiled. We don't see that Kingpin's the villain or anything. The same goes for Across the Spider-Verse. Kind of. Although we are getting a sequel film and such, we also see a very split scene of the iconic scene between Miguel and Miles towards the end of the film. But of course, this trailer is still fantastic because you're engaged in this new film, and it's also new and crazy because there's Spider Society and such, but it never showed the major plot of the story, such as Spot, who begins as a villain of the week, but in the trailers we don't see how far he got in his maniacal ways. Also, the fact that in the trailer we never saw that Miles was an anomaly. Leaving it to cinema release made this scene just even more cool, and just, I don't know, it was a massive shock when I first saw it in cinemas, to be honest. Especially when he went to the wrong universe in the end. Just truly fantastic. Fall was such a truly gripping film, and the trailer also digs into that too. I mean, it really brought back my fear of heights, but whatever. The massive plot twist in this film that Hunter fell and bled out was huge when watching this film for the first time, and they didn't include it anywhere in the trailer. It was brilliant. The trailer was enough to bring you in and watch the film without spoiling random deaths or anything like that. Now, I know I already spoke about Thunderbolts, however, Marvel made a trailer of Thunderbolts titled Absolute Cinema. And I know I already said it that Thunderbolts has too many trailers, but this trailer was truly fantastic. It was around a minute long, and it was short, and it introduced the film well, and most importantly, gave no spoilers. The Social Network trailer is another extremely good example. It's enthralling, it sold the story, and in a way, it's kind of creepy. With the cover of Creep playing over some hopefully fake Facebook posts, it introduced quickly what the film was about, but doesn't give anything away. I mean, I've watched this film, it was a brilliant film, and I think the trailer did a really good job at wanting to make you watch it without knowing the full story. Jurassic World is a brilliant trailer to look at. The first trailer goes into minimal detail about the Indominus Rex and goes more into the park. I mean, it's pretty obvious that the park's gonna fall apart, but, you know. But the second trailer is just absolutely fantastic. Going into a more horror sense for the Indominus, it just makes you so desperate to watch this film because we don't know how they're supposed to defeat this dinosaur or anything like that, because it's a hybrid dinosaur. How are you supposed to compete against that? Many other films are pretty good with trailers, but it's the odd few things that really poke me in the side almost that ruins a film and makes me really not want to watch it. I could go on forever basically, but you know, I won't.